Let's go!
Let's get a few things out of the way first. Dock and Rook. B. Oh shit. B. C. Get there. They're not bad, but the other anchors are just better. That's kind of it. Dock is better than Rook by a bit because he can concentrate his healing on one person instead of just spreading out. That's kind of it. Okay, now Mira is definitely S tier, hella strong. She's kind of like S to A tier right now because Maestro and Echo are super strong also. But if I were to lean to one side, S tier. Ever since the Twitch and Thatcher changes, I would say Maestro is a bit weaker than Echo. Echo is like the definite top anchor right now. Echo is just hella strong. Maestro is still S tier. Definitely still S tier though. Alibi is kind of useless, honestly. If you're really good with Alibi, you can just kind of force your enemies to shoot your holograms. I'm not gonna go into too big of a detail there. Alibi is kind of a C, D, I would say C. She stays in C because the MX4 Storm is just too good. Bandit. Bandit is a good B tier right now. He's really useful, don't get me wrong, but it's just, here we have a Kai that you can't really counter unless you have a Thatcher. Boom, A tier. I mean, you can deny Thermite charges, Hibana charges, whatever all you want. But Bandit's really weak because Maverick exists, Thatcher exists. He's not useless though, definitely. That's why he's in B, but he's not the strongest thing there is. Jaeger, S tier, easy S tier. The ADS is too useful to pass up, honestly. Nothing more, nothing less. Caveira, useless. Tachanka, useless. Okay, Vigil isn't a bad roamer, honestly, but you're not really providing your team with utility of any kind. If you're a really good Vigil player, yeah, of course you can destroy your enemy team's whole roam game. You're not providing a solid like guaranteed utility on your side, and that's just kind of depend on the player. Yeah. I would say C tier. Vigil isn't that good right now. Mute's definitely a good A tier. Mute is hella strong right now. Not only can you kill drones, you can also jam walls if you have to, obviously. Another thing is that ever since Mute got the SMG-11, he has a shotgun now. He can breach stuff, which is very useful. Mute's a good A tier. I like my boy Mute, dude. Clash. Clash is kind of broken right now, but it's not as broken as other shields. That being said, Clash isn't like strong, so to say. There's a difference between overpowered and broken, definitely. Clash is like B tier. Frost. Frost is kind of useless along with Capcan. The whole point of trap operators is to punish people who make mistakes, yeah? If your team is really that good, you're not gonna make mistakes such as this. Frost is a good like D to C tier, I would say D. Capcan is slightly better because there's certain doorways where you can put in which the attackers cannot shoot it out really. So Capcan is slightly better than Frost because of the ability to just give information better, and there's also some trick spots where the attacker can't do anything about it. So Capcan good C tier. Ella's kind of useless on the useless side, definitely. The concussion mines, you really can't counter it. Throw on top of a doorway and they can't do anything about it. That being said, it's not like super strong like Nomad's air jabs or anything. Ella's also has an insane gun, and that's about it. C tier. Mozzie is also a new operator like Gridlock. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where he is. You can steal drones definitely. You can take other people's intel, decreasing the enemy intel by 1, gaining an intel by yourself. But that being said, you have to kind of see the drones directly to capture a drone. Because of the proximity indicator that the pests have, the drones aren't just gonna run into you. It's kind of behaves like a mute jammer if you just put it down normally. If you really want to consistently catch drones, you have to bring the pest with you. But otherwise, he's a really good intel operator. I think any gadget that has to do with tricking the enemy team has a really high skill ceiling. That applies to Alibi and Vigil, but similar to Alibi and Vigil, Marzi doesn't have a guaranteed utility. Yeah, you can put down your pests, but there's a chance that the drone's just gonna not go to you, and that's just kind of weak. No, I don't want to say weak, but it's kind of dependent on the enemy team. But Mozzie, I would say Mozzie is the most difficult operator to play on defense right now. Mozzie will be a good A to B. I would lean towards A. Okay, Castle is the one I can't really put on one spot. Castle can either be a S or a Castle can be a D. Um, it just depends on the site. It just really depends on the site. I'm just gonna put him on hold right now until the end. Legion is kind of stupid right now. I don't like how the goo mines are invisible. I mean, it's like, oh, just look at it. No, you can't really see it most of the time. If they made it a little bit more obvious, then maybe that's good. But most of the time, you're not gonna look at the little speck of dust out of place on the ground to see a goo mine. Technically, there's not really much counters to Legion. It's not like a Valkyrie camp you can just be like, oh, just look at it. But no, you can't really see it because the color of the floor is so inconsistent with each other. There are some times where the goo mines are just straight invisible. There's no way you can see it. Yeah, you can see that with your drone, but it's also not inconsistent. 8 here. Post is not a bad operator, but he's still kind of on the mediocre side because there's just other operators who can get intel a lot better than Post. Post will be a good B tier. He's not bad, definitely, but not the strongest there. Smoke is the easiest tier. Your gas grenade can deny other people for like a good like 30-40 seconds. That's like 1/5 of the round. If you're playing a certain site where you can just toss your gas grenade over, you're really rushing the attackers to push to you, or they're just gonna risk getting gas while planting. Smoke is hella good. Valkyrie, I think this is the last operator we have. Other than Castle, this is like the last operator we have. Valkyrie really depends. You know, there's a bunch of videos that's like, ooh, this is a cool Valkyrie spot. The tricky thing about Valkyrie is that there is no good spot for Valkyrie. Unlike something like the Evil Eye, you have to both hide your Valcams really well, and it has to be a place where you can get a lot of intel also. So there isn't a consistent spot for a Valkyrie can. That really makes the attacker all tricky. What's the best word to describe that? It makes attackers go all whack. Valkyrie is a good A tier. You can definitely find a lot of intel with Valkyrie. And now we have Castle. Like I said, it's kind of difficult to rank him. He can be either really good or just, you know. If I were to say something, I would say he's A to B tier. Because his castle barricades, when used correctly, can really be a game changer. You're forcing utility out of the enemy team to destroy your castle barricades. Let's say like Ashe and Zofia has 2 breaching charges each, or breaching rounds, and you have 3 castle barricades. You're using their utility, yeah. But if you put it like on the outside window, they can just punch it out. So castle really depends on the site. But if I want to choose one, I would say A. So that's it for the defender side, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I missed anyone, huh? Unlike the attacker tier list, this is more evenly spread out, I would say. There's definitely a good bunch of useless operators on defense. There's a good bunch of really good operators on defense. But with the exception of like Kaid or something, Kaid or Legion or something, there isn't like a specific operator that's like blatantly overpowered or blatantly broken or something like that. The defense side are a fair lot better than the attacking side. The attacking side is a mess. Keep in mind that this is my own opinion. Don't get triggered, please. You're exposed. Friendly, last operator standing.